I'm going to explain to you how the compound effect will change your life dramatically. If you just listen to how I explain it to you, your life is going to change. If you're serious about self-improvement and you're serious about wanting to take on something that's bigger than yourself, or wanting to start a business, or anything in life that just takes an extreme amount of effort, this book will get you there. It's a very simple concept as long as you follow it diligently. Small, consistent actions over a long period of time, that is where the power of this book comes from, right? You recognize that the small things you do, the small little tedious tasks that you do day in and day out are the things that ultimately will change your life. Because this book talks about a concept, which is essentially that you are your habits. Whatever you do consistently every single day makes you who you are as a person. Depending on what habits they are, you will become either a good person or a bad person, a successful person or a not successful person, and et cetera, et cetera. For instance, if you're eating one slice of pizza every single day for about a week, it won't really do anything to you. But if you imagine eating a slice of pizza every single day for 1 year, I would imagine you have some health issues. I would imagine that you're very physically unhealthy and unfit. And overall, your performance as a person will probably go down. This concept literally applies to whatever it is that you do. So with this fundamental, you want to start something that's very small, right? Focus on the small things because those small things are ultimately going to lead you to the big things. It's actually really strange because in my life, I noticed that as I continued to just read books and get myself involved in this space of entrepreneurship, I realized how everything around me in my life started to manifest that of an entrepreneur. I started my journey with entrepreneurship with literally nothing. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any knowledge, right? Like I come from a family where there's really not any entrepreneurs. Like I am the first of my kind. And so I didn't have anybody to go to. I had to learn on my own. And the way I did that is just by allowing myself to do that. I just read books every single day. You have a phone, you have social media. Social media is going to push you things that you are interested in. So if your social media feed is just all of a bunch of random stuff, maybe stuff that just kind of clouds your mind and it's not educational or it's not anything about what you truly want to learn about, I suggest you create a new social media account where it's actually just feeding you more of this information. Now, another thing that was mentioned in this book was the power of accountability. Now, not everybody has this privilege, but it can really help you in your goals. It can really help you in life. The more you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, and I'm sure you've heard this already, but it's the truth, you will become like those people. You become the people you hang around. I'm going to say that again. You become the people you hang around, right? Really think about that for a second. Like, who is in your circle? If you have anybody in your circle, right? If you don't have anybody in your circle, you're in a very powerful position to be in. And why is that? Because you have nobody to influence you. You can choose someone on the internet to influence you, right? If you watch YouTubers like myself, if you watch YouTubers like Iman Gadzhi or Sebastian Georgiou or whoever you're interested in, those can be your influencers. Those people can be the ones who motivate and inspire you. Now, the worst position you could be in is to have a group of friends that ultimately just does not understand you, or you're maybe in a circle where these people are lost, which means you're lost, and that's okay. When we are lost as people and we don't understand who we are, we tend to radiate around the people who have the same problems. And so really hold yourself accountable. Check your circle. Who's in your circle, right? Who do you hang around most throughout your day? Because these people will influence you. They will, right? Even if you're that person that's like, well, no, that's not true because I hang around these people and all they do is go to parties and I hang out with them at school or I hang out with them at work, but I don't do what they do. I come home and I do this. Okay. Maybe you don't do what they do. But they're always going to be nagging at you. They're always going to be telling you, hey, you want to come over here? Or, hey, you want to come over there? They're not going to support you when you want to start your dreams. They're not going to support you when you start your goals. If you had somebody in your circle, even if it was just one person that had the same mentality as you, you're going to go far because you're going to hold each other accountable and you guys are going to think on the same mindset, right? And anything that you do that's business oriented or anything that you do that's within that thing that you want to do, they're going to understand it and they're going to want to grow with you, right? So really check your circle. And guys, I know this one's another cliche one, but I need to mention it because it's talked about in this book. Take responsibility for your life. Everything. Every single thing in your life, take responsibility for it. Take it. I know you were hurt in the past. I know people did you wrong. I know your life is hard because of some other person. Or you're going through something that's truly not because you did it to yourself, right? But any trauma that you have, any mental limiting beliefs that you hold from the past or from other people, those are your responsibility to deal with. And blaming your external factors, blaming external people, anything external, you're not going to overcome those things. You're going to live in bitterness because you're going to realize that the more and more you blame people for your problems and not take responsibility for your life, the longer it's going to take for you to ever reach success, because successful people hold themselves accountable. I have so many things in my life that other people did to me, right? And I have to deal with them myself. I take full responsibility for absolutely every single thing that has ever happened to me. That's the only way you're going to get better, is taking full ownership and control of your life. And don't give anybody authority to rule over your life. Nobody. It's your life, and you make your decisions. And I see way too many people. It doesn't matter if you're young or you're old. I've seen 30-something-year-olds that still don't understand this concept. Your life is your responsibility. Sometimes people are so used to being told what to do. They're so used to being controlled, right? Maybe you grew up in a household that was very authoritarian style, and you're so used to just being told what to do, being bossed around left and right, having decisions made for you. So then when you go out into the world and you get into the 9-to-5 realm, it just seems so normal to you. But maybe you want more, and maybe your life is dull, and maybe you want to take control of your life, but you're telling yourself it's too hard because you don't know how to make decisions for yourself. Well, these are the things you need to work on, right? This is the life you were born into. Not all of us have perfect decks of cards, right? Some of us have fucked up decks of cards. I had fucked up decks of cards. Shit, my deck of cards still aren't perfect. But you work with what you got. You work with what you got. And that's much easier said than done. But it needs to be said. And lastly, embrace your process. Guys, this isn't going to happen for you overnight. The compound effect, right? Those little small habits that you're nailing every single day. You're going to do it maybe for a whole year and maybe not realize that you're still not at that thing that you really want. You still haven't reached that goal that you've wanted to reach. A lot of people fail to do just 60 days of consistent things. If you can consistently do something for 60 days, I applaud you. Do your research right now, because a lot of people can't even do that. So many people, especially in today's world, struggle the most with consistency and discipline. We live in such a weak generation. We live in such a weak generation. The ones out there who are winning, it's because they're staying consistent. It's because they're staying disciplined. It's because they're staying patient. They're trusting their process, right? You're probably telling yourself after what I told you on the first thing, like, wow, all I gotta do is these small things every single day, and eventually I'll reach my end goal. That's it. You know, that's all I gotta do. There's gonna be days where you don't want to do that little small thing. There's gonna be days where it feels like hell. There's gonna be days where it sucks, and you don't want to be consistent, or you just want to take one day off, just one day. You know, believe me, I want to take one day off. It's hard. I want to take breaks, but I can't. Right? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be great? How bad do you want to live your dream life? Because if you're watching this video right now and it's like you want to do something great, this video made it to the right person. You have to trust your process. You have to embrace the process. Embrace the suck. I'm a United States Marine, and that's literally one of the most important sayings we have in the Marine Corps is embrace the suck. Embrace that shit, because it's not going to be fun. Make the most out of the situation. Any little small victories you have, be grateful for them. Start taking those small steps today and watch your dream life unravel for you.